Customer's done loads of work to it. They changed wiring looms. They've changed CDI boxes. As you can see, I've got 2 or 3 CDI boxes here, and there's still a crank no start. Now, before we do anything, we need to determine that the customer doesn't have a spark. So I'm going to walk you around with me. You are live, so my cameraman ship is going to be terrible, no doubt. Not that it's any better anyway. So we'll turn it on. First thing we'll do is pull the suppressor cap off, which we notice is broken. That won't help your spark. And if it has got a spark, it's going to whack me quite hard. I'm going to arc this out on here, pull the trigger. That's customer complaint confirmed, no spark. Now, before we go any further, the first thing we're going to actually do after doing that, now we've confirmed it, is turn the ignition off. We're going to put a battery attenuator on it. We're going to put it on charge. This is a live workshop. There's lots of noise. There's welding and grinding going on. So if it's a bit noisy, I apologise. But it is a live functioning workshop. This is not a recording studio. This is a real life workshop where people will do real life work. There's no stage settings here. If you're watching, welcome. Thanks for coming to watch the live. It's the first time I've ever been live on YouTube. I've never done it before. And I'm going to do my best to get my camera right. I can't see what I'm doing because I'm using my good camera angles. It's nice that his bike is battered. It's had a hard life, I think. Plug this in, set it up, and then we're away. Then we can start testing stuff. So if I've got no spark, there are a handful of things that I want to check. Lead acid battery, that was still on charge. One of the things I want to check is I want to check to see if the coil actually has power to it. It's okay going, well, I've got no spark. But the question is I've now got to follow a certain amount of diagnostic processes. Now the coil is here, okay, and that is our live lead. So that's what we're going to test. We'll check you here. You don't better see me very well, but that's fine. I'm going to put the ignition coil on. And I'm going to use my power probe for this. Now, if I want to see if there's a live, I connect this to an earth, and it is definitely raining. I'm going to check what that's doing. The 12.6 volts. You can't see any of that, so we can move it around. So I'm going to check my test light is working. We know we've got power to the battery, so now we're going to come over here. We're going to pull this lead off, and we're going to check it and see if we've got a live. We've got nothing. Absolutely nothing. We should have a live there. That should, once the ignition goes on, that should have a permanent live. There's no kill switch on these things. So we've got a power issue. So the next thing we do is we're going to check continuity. We know this live gets power from its CDI box over here. So we're going to check if that's got continuity. And then if that's got continuity, then we need to see if the wire is actually getting power from anywhere else. I've got no wiring diagram on this. There's no manual. There's no nothing. So this is all going to be a little bit of knowledge and speculation at the same time. I'm going to go mode. We'll put it on the continuity checker. Check it's working. Cut that clip in there. Back probe my black wire here. And we've got continuity. I can hear it, you guys can't. So what I've done, again, like I've probed it here, run it down to my multimeter, back probe that wire, we've got continuity. So we know that that isn't necessarily the issue. So what is the issue? That's the hard part. So next thing we're going to check is I'm going to start checking wires and leads and plugs to make sure everything's plugged in. So I'm going to get a little bit of like, I'm going to use 2040, which is a water disperser, because you can see this motorcycle does look like it may have been bathed in a pond. So I'm going to make an assumption here that we've got green and crusty somewhere, stopping a power flow. So we're going to start at the top. That one isn't green and crusty, but we're going to give it a clean anyway. Just a little bit. Plug it back in. And again, like I said, I've got no wiring loom here. I've got nothing to tell me where to chase and what to do. The Chinese like to build a bike, but they won't give you a wiring loom. I think they forget how to make them somehow. We'll plug this back in so we don't forget to do it. So when we come to test again, we know it's plugged in. But yes, some of you might say, I might should check the coil. But how do I check the coil if it's got no power? I mean, well, I know how to check the coil without any power, but if I've got no power to the coil, then the coil isn't the issue to start with. Once I've got power to the coil, then if I don't get a spark plug, then I'll do a continuity, an ohms reading check, a resistance check between the primary and the primary coil and the secondary coil. Let's have a look at, let's get rid of this out of the way for a minute. Have a look at this here, we know this. So he's changed the wiring loom and everything, so I don't know where any of this is actually meant to go. Oh, that's nice and stable, isn't it? Let's see if I can lay that down at its back. It is a gel battery, it should be all right. Starts leaking battery acid, then we know I'm wrong, it ain't a gel battery. So this here looks nasty, doesn't it? Now this obviously has got the back feeding it, something's feeding this round. Why, we don't know, but it is, and look at that. So I think first we'll clean that out and then we'll try again. Because I bet there's some lives in there. That's meant to do something, that plug, isn't it? Oh. Green and crusties. Remember, the higher the resistance, the less likely you are to get your potential energy for an electrical wiring system. It's not going to happen. You're going to get resistance build up with this crap, and your 12 volts ain't going to get through. William is putting signs at me that suggest that I am, you know, something rude. Go out in the rain, William. William's going out in the rain because it's very wet out there. I don't know where you are in the world, but it's very wet. So yeah, we're just going to clean this plug out and then we're going to recheck to see if we've got power. This is going to be a challenging one, this. No wiring loom, no nothing. But you are live, watching a mechanic do his job live. There's no hiding when you're live. There's no editing suite. You either get it right or you don't. I have only got 1 hour to do this as well. I told the customer my hourly rate, which is £60 an hour. And I said to him, £60 an hour whether I find the problem or not. You know, I don't waste my time with. I'm not giving my time out for free. I don't have time to do that. Got bills to pay like everyone has. So I've got an hour to find this problem. So there's going to be no dithering around here. We're going to have to find an issue, tackle the issue, check it. Find an issue, tackle the issue, and check it. So Again, we've tackled that, see what it does. Let's check we've got still turning over, so we haven't caused any issues there, but remember I've got to check for a live. Again, make sure my probe's working. 12.9 volts because the battery's on charge. Still got no power to that. What about to the box? I'm strange feeling we have to start peeling wiring looms apart in a minute. That's going to be our next thing, peeling wiring looms to bits. Tracing wires all the way back. Let's get a back probe, might make life easier. And we've got nothing. Let's have a look, see what else we've got. There's lives going into this box. We've got any lives going into this box, but no lives coming out. Oh, this one's dead, huh? Don't think this one's going to work properly. To any Chinese manufacturers watching right now, do us a favour. How about you have a go at producing some wiring looms for your bikes that are quite attainable, as opposed to unattainium. We have to try and fix these things over here in the West, you know, without any wiring looms, without any wiring diagrams. It doesn't make life easy in any way, shape or form. 3, he supplied me with 3 CDIs. Ignition is definitely on, isn't it? Yeah, we've got ignition live. Right, so let's strip these back and see where the power's going to this. We have no power to this CDI unit. Oh. Da, 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 da. To try and reduce damage, I use like one of these needle pickers. They've got the big guns out. William was doing a wheel bearing on a little Citroen C1. Fantastic cars, Citroen C1s. All part of the Peugeot and the Toyota family. I'd personally have the Toyota version, but they offer. Oh, we've got some wearage, we've got some chafage going on here in the wires down here. I'll just show you what I found. I'm not saying this is the problem, but this is the sort of thing we're going to find as we come along. Have a look. See, we're finding issues now like that. That's a split wire. So what does that wire do? Who knows? No wiring diagram. Let's continue stripping it back. Might find a broken wire somewhere that's stopping a feed. Might be as simple as that, just a simple wiring feed. The kiddie did say he'd replace the whole wiring loom because he had the problem before. So what is the chance of having a broken feed in a new wiring loom? The guy said it come off a running bike, so we've already found an issue though. Someone's already been in this and they've used a, that's a knife to open the wiring loom. That's not original. Definitely not original, that. This ain't original either. I don't know what that is. That's another earth. That is another earth. Why do they run it like that? I don't understand why they've run it like that. I don't understand. I don't understand, William. They've run wires in strange ways. Like that. It's not then, is it? What is that? That is exactly it. Someone's already done the wiring, so I don't have to check any of that. That's to my regulator rectifier. The world of YouTube will be telling me, well, if he's already changed the wiring loom, why are you checking the wiring loom? I have watched the YouTube video. I like a YouTube video. I like YouTube. YouTube's my favourite platform. Who wants TV when you got YouTube? That's odd. Look, check that is actually an earth. They haven't shorted something out here. Right, so we're going to do what I've done quickly. So I can demonstrate to you. I've seen this wire here. Comes off of here, goes down here, goes into the engine case. Don't know why it goes into the engine case, but it does. We check that is actually an earth and not alive. We're 17 minutes in to my 1 hour and we are no closer. So let's see where this will lead. We know we're not getting any power to the CDI. I need power to the CDI. Let's just try something here a little bit rogue. It's a little bit rogue, I know. So we're going to say, well, Jesus Christ, Chris, you can't do that. You need to fuse it. But I need to, I'm running out of time and I need to diagnose the issue. It's like countdown for me right now. Do 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 do. Take that out of my probe so I don't kill my probe. My can I get a spark? Whoa, what was that? Was that me? I think I just popped a fuse then. Something ain't wired right on this bike, I'm telling you. I think I've actually just blown my charger. No. Something went pop. See, this is the issue when you don't know where someone's wired something. You're trying to check something. What the fuck? That weren't a fuse pop, Cam. I don't fucking know. I actually don't know what that was. Whatever it was, it scared the shit out of me. I just don't know what they've done. It wasn't the battery. The battery's still alive. They can't have. Just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. I have lost power though. So where have I lost power? Here we go. Here's the fight that we're going to have. Right, where have I lost power? That's all plugged in. That's all plugged in. We don't have a CDI unit plugged in, so we're safe there. There's green and crusty's in there. You won't have power, Chris. You've unplugged it. Be a mechanic, they said. You'll enjoy it, they said. That's the spare that goes in there. Put that in there. Close that down. Let's see what actually went pop. Well, it ain't dead. Let's have a quick check of spark. It ain't dead. Still, mind you, that won't help, will it? Still nothing. We've got nothing. Still no power to the coil, no nothing. This one is a fight. 22 minutes in now. 22 minutes into my 1 hour. Can't remember to plug this shit in. Use my probe to check my power, my probe to check if I've got any spark. Fuck all. Absolutely sod all. Okay. All right. See where this lot, it's where this wire goes, and keep going with that. I've got distracted. Let's keep going with this, shall we? Where does this wire go? We need to know why we got no power into this box. Because this box will produce power out of it. Anyone out there that goes, why do mechanics charge so much to try and find wiring loom issues, whether it be on a car or a motorbike? This is why. You're watching me try and do this live. There is no hiding what we do. It'll take me bloody 10 minutes just to strip this wiring harness back. I'm opening it up. I find out where these wires go. Probably longer. On a car, much longer. It'd be nice to know which one is alive, because obviously I've got no live, so I don't know which one is alive. I'm assuming the red and black would be the live. You can't assume these things. Let's see if I can pull this through. Make my life easier. Oh, there we go. Pulled that through enough. We pulled that through enough. It's exciting, isn't it? Watching me trying to do this. Just try and move so you can see actually what I'm doing. See if I can lever you off a little bit. I'm trying to chase this wiring loom back to see where these wires go and work out why we've got no feed to the CDI unit. If we get feed to the CDI unit, in theory, we should then get feeds to the ignition core. In theory. Right. Big old chunky wiring harness. That goes up here. Right, so this one here goes back. Oh. Goes back into this plug here. That's where that goes. So this comes out of this plug here. And then it goes back into the wiring harness and into the CDI unit. So why is this, what's this plug missing? Why is that Chinesium factory? What do we think? Is that Chinesium factory? It could be. So that goes into there. And that one plugs into this, so green. Look what I found. Is that the wire? We've got a brokered wire. Look. See, green and crusties. That wire obviously does something, doesn't it? I don't know bloody what though. So what wire does it go to? It goes to this wire here. But generally just, all they've done is put a terminal in there and join those two wires, and the rest go to nothing. Completely blank, empty. Give that a snip and a look at, shall we? Feel sorry for this lad. He bought this wiring harness from someone and they said it came off a working bike. That doesn't look like something that come off of a working bike to me. That is in a shit state. I can't even strip it without it breaking into a million pieces. Right. Before I go joining them wires, I'd like to see where that green wire goes. This is a bath in a pond, isn't it? Poor thing. A lot of motorcycle garages won't work on Chinese bikes. I completely understand why. These things are really, really difficult to get any information on. It's not like, oh, working on a Honda, I need a manual. I've got a VMAX over there, real difficult bike to work on. Trying to get this thing working properly, quite a challenge. And I bought a climber manual for it. Get all the information I need, like more than all the information I need. Most of the information in that climber manual I'm never going to have to refer to. This, nothing. Right, where's that wire? Where's my chumped one? The chumped one goes down here. And it goes. I think this is going to be an ignition thing. This is going to go to an ignition somewhere, and that's going to be a feed. Let's see what that is, shall we? Whether that's alive or whether that is an earth. Definitely an earth. Is my no ignition on, Christopher? So neither. It does nothing. It's helpful. Because that's definitely what that wire joins to. Just do away with that plug for a minute. Just join it manually. Dangerous game doing that. Bloody dangerous game. Things go pop, which we've already seen. Let's see if we've got a little bit of... if this works, I'll bring you over and show you. If it doesn't work, I'm not going to waste your time moving the camera. Sorry, guys. So we've got live to it. I don't think it's worked. I think I'm clutching at straws with that working. If I'm honest. Just clutchy. Nothing. Bugger all. Right, let's call it quits. Let's go home. Let's just go home, shall we? What are we in? 30 minutes in, we're halfway. Halfway, can we find the problem? We know this is an issue. That plugs don't. They haven't joined that for no reason, have they? There is a reason they've done that. And that wire does just go. This one does just go. Double check it. Pull it, yeah, from there. Bit of tug to here. Wiring looms. Into that. Multimeter check. Let's see, shall we? Let's do a little continuity check on that. That's what we've got, multimeter. Let's use it for its chosen purpose. All of these wires, look, all of them out of this plug are all breaking off. I find myself chasing the wrong thing now. You watch. But I've got to logically work out that if there's green and crusties in the wiring loom, and there's no power, that's what I've got to chase, green and crusties. Hours doing this stuff, bloody hours. Why did you charge me £150 for broken wire or £300 for broken wire? Well, because it takes this amount of time to find that broken wire. Don't do it for fun. Although I do work on motorbikes for fun, I love them. But I also want to earn a living, so. Right. There's that wire. Here's wire comes up, goes round here, goes to here. This wiring loom is absolutely buggered. Is that it though? Comes that one there, round to here and into there. We have no continuity from there to there. We should have, really. Well, we do have continuity. So we're winning. We've got continuity somewhere. Right. So now we've got to understand what this green wire does that's broken. You know, with all the other broken green wires. This one here, this corroded as a bugger. Look at the state of that plug. All of these are broken off, look. Where did they go? What did they do? Why were they just placed in there like that? I'll poke them back in there, be all right, won't it? Be all right. Right, let's find where this green wire goes in. See what this green wire does. Right, we know it goes up into let's connect something to this so I know which wire it is that I want to be using. I'm going to use my crocodile clip here just to hold that on there so I know which wire it is that I want to be tracing so I don't get lost. It's an exciting watch, I'm sure. Well, we know it goes up to here into this harness. Goes into this. It's something to do with ignition, kids. Let's come around here and have a look. It's going to be something to do with ignition. Two green wires going into there, no green wire into there. They're indicators. It's main. So, what's this? It's a resistor of some sort. So it's going to have something to do with this plug, which goes directly into the ignition switch. So can I make this? I don't make the assumption, I test. That's what I do. Right, let's check continuity then between this bit of wire let's find this wire. That's that green wire there. So as the green and white appears to be. This goes up into the right, so that goes up into what wires have we got on here? Is this a clutch switch issue, is it? Green and white wires go. Need a torch. It's not, that's down into here. So this is this bit of harness here. Where does that bit of harness go? Could it simply be that the ignition switch is no longer sending, it's broken inside the ignition barrel? Could be something as simple as that, couldn't it? There's nothing stopping it being that simple. Let's take that off and have a look then. Countdown's still going. Do 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 do. Diddle 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 do. No, Chinese couldn't use a captive knot on that. No, too difficult to do that. So they want you to try and wedge a spanner in there to hold it in place and then not lose it. And that to the side. Oh, have we discovered the issue in the hour? Be nice for lad, wouldn't it? We have. What I want is mounts and shit in my way when I'm trying to work on stuff. So comes into here. Where's my green wire gone? Still in there. Can't be something that goes through the clocks, can it? Why would that even affect? It goes into the CDI. See, now I wish I had a wiring diagram. If I had a wiring diagram, I'd have a little bit more understanding. Yeah, all right, whatever. It couldn't be something in the clocks, could it? Now we got nothing. It's gone from bad to worse. It's useful. Or have I unplugged something? Let's go and have a look. Check we haven't killed the main fuse for some reason. Because we've got nothing now. That's a blown main fuse, okay. So something's gone pop, hasn't it? Okay. Stupid main fuse box. We've moved on in technology since this stupid glass main fuse crap. Come on now. Right. So something had popped the main fuse. Not too sure what, but something had popped the main fuse. We are now 45 minutes in, and we've found an issue with a broken green wire that attaches to a red wire. We can't work out whether that wire is live or not, or an earth, or whatever the bloody hell it does. We don't bloody know. I need to think. I need to think. Let's try it in at the plug, shall we? See what the plug's that's really corroded that end, so it might not give me anything. Let's try it on the plug. Oh, both those greens are earths. Possibly. Yeah, they're definitely earths. So that isn't my live feed then. Okay, so it's a broken earth, or we're making the assumption it's a broken earth. Now I know that wire's got to be joined. So that wire there, because that's how it was joined in that plug. There is that wire, isn't it? Where's my plug? Oh, I've left you over there. Sorry. Come this way. I'll have to have you face this way because the other people who work here haven't agreed to be in the camera shot. It's not fair to me making them stay in the camera shot. So we know this wire joined together, green and crusty there and there. So let's cut this back. See if we can find some half decent wire. See if we can join these wires together and then move on. Because we know they've got to be joined together. They are really badly crusty as well. Right. Ooh, how should we join these together, you say? I don't know. They're certainly not going to solder in the state they're in, are they? Find my open barrel crimpers. Or crimp them. Crimpy, crimpy. Crimpy, crimpy. What have I got in here? I could make them so they come off, actually. This is unpluggable. Just in case I make a mistake. My mistake. Made 20 mistakes today, Chris. 20. Can't find open barrel crimp connectors. Find myself asking the question, have I used them all? Don't think so. No one else uses them because no one else uses open barrel crimp connectors in the workshop. They all solder. I don't care for the archaic soldering. Oh, I might have to solder it if I can't find any crimp connectors. The bloody ball bag have I done with that? See what we got, shall we? Can I make this work? No, that's not. That's too big. It's got to be one of the small ones, Christopher. Yes, I can make this work. So I can use some heat shrink it all up, make it look lovely. It will look lovely once it's all heat shrinked up. Heat shrunky. That down there. Let's get you in on this, shall we? As much as we can. Alec, I am cold. It's the nature of being in a garage, old chap. We don't work in offices and have warm central heating, my friend. Why won't this bloody tilt? Ooh, can't tilt my thing. That's because I've got it on the wrong way. Sorry, guys, just gonna spin you. Just gonna spin you a little bit. I'm gonna bring you back round so I can tilt you. There we go. Look at that. Just so you can be a part of the repair. This isn't a how-to video, so don't think for 1 minute I'm telling you how to do this, because I'm not. This is a me trying to work out how the bloody hell this bike's going to work again. Video in an hour. It must be almost time. Must be almost time up. Give it a good squeeze. It's me you're looking for. That's William. He hasn't had his William hasn't been attended. You haven't been attended to today with your medication, have you, William? Have you not had your medication this morning, mate? No. I did, but then I realised that I was on a YouTube live and sort of stopped for some reason. I did. Bad language alert, bad language alert. William sweared. Don't worry about it, mate. So you can swear a couple of times on YouTube. They don't like it if you prolifically swear. Well, that's just all apprentices, ain't it? They deserve it. Oh, it's not going well. Give it a tug. Oh, that's why we give it a tug. If it comes out, it don't work. Got to give it a tug. If you are doing crimp connectors like this and you don't give it a tug because you're scared it's going to come out, you can answer the question, you haven't crimped it properly. And if it doesn't come out on, if it comes out on the tug, it's going to come out when it's been ridden, isn't it? So squeeze it really tightly, and then squeeze it to the front here. Squeeze it really tight. We may not find all the problems on this bike in the hour, but we have found some problems, some that we are going to do our best to solve. Doesn't mean we will, but it will give the lad a fighting chance when he gets it back. The hour must actually almost be up. Heat shrink, baby, heat shrink. I've got some Amazon heat shrink here. This stuff's really good. It's very similar to the Raychem stuff because it's got all the glue in it, but it's not the Raychem stuff. The Raychem stuff is 1,000 million pounds, but is also very, very, very good. You'll be all ready to go, won't you, with your illicit adult filmmaking? I said you'll be all ready to go with your illicit adult filmmaking, won't you? I'm demonstrating to whoever sees this on YouTube why you shouldn't buy a Chinese bike. That's what I'm demonstrating right now. We're at 55 minutes. I found this broken wire, this crusty mess here, and I've got 4.5 minutes left to try and work out why we're not getting any power to that. So we've checked that broken wire. So now we've traced that broken wire because we don't know what live is what here. Let's chase the next wire. Let's go for this blue wire, where this blue wire goes. The blue wire, which is a blue and white wire, also goes up to here into the ignition. Oh, the blue wire goes off. It spears off. Where's it spearing off to? Where's it going? We know it goes up to the ignition. Could we have discovered something in the last 4.5 minutes? All it comes down into here, into the regulator rect, into the CDI, into the generator coils. Sorry, it's a long old day. Could that be my live? Could it? No, it's not going to be my live. That's not going to be my live, is it? Because I checked the CDI for lives. Although, have we got a faulty set of generator coils? Move that plug. They on. It's on. It does go down into the engine. We've got no live there. Definitely not working. Definitely, yeah, it's working. Well, okay, so ignore the blue. We know the blue one goes there now. So let's go for the black wire. The black wire is going to. Oh, that's likely to be an earth, isn't it? You think, and then it goes into this pink wire here, and the pink wire comes down into this unplugged load of wires here. And then up into my ignition. That could be lights, actually. That looks like the light cluster. I don't know if you can all see that. That looks, well, that's my tattooed hand. That looks like the light cluster. Ignore that scabby thing on my hand. I hit myself with a flappy disc. So I think that all goes to there. So I reckon that's going to be lights. Wire that goes to the CDI. Who knows? Green and white. Where does the green and white go? There's my green and white. That's easy to follow. That green and white does come down into... Again, does it spear off though? I think that green and white is there. Let's get the old continuity checker up. Let's continuity check this stuff, shall we? No, that's voltage, Chris. No, it wasn't. It was diode checking, but it feeds like 0.5 of a volt to something. So let's stick that in. Oh no, I wish I could stick that in there. Whoa! Stabbed myself. Yep, stabbed myself. Okay, so that green and white wire doesn't go down to where I thought it went. Ah! Right. With 10 seconds to go. Okay, this is the challenge that mechanics have, okay? Especially if we don't have to hand the wiring diagram and the information we need to find the problem. So I've spent an hour on this bike. I found a broken wire and a very crusty plug. I fixed the broken wire and I can deduce that I don't think the broken plug does anything, but it's like a blanking spot for a load of wiring. For a load of wiring. The next stage will be to chase all the wires that go to the CDI unit and see why it's got no power. Now, it could be a clutch switch issue, it could be a side stand issue. Now, before I turned the camera on, I'd actually spent 20 minutes on the bike getting rid of the simple stuff to try and undo that. So I didn't just turn the camera on and go, oh, miraculously I found a clutch switch. It isn't a clutch switch issue and it isn't a side stand issue. There's something more integral in this motorcycle. We now are going to go back to the customer. We're going to explain to the customer we've spent the hour they've given us permission to spend on the bike, and we're going to say it requires further investigation. In my advice, a motorcycle like this and the value of it, I would save up the money and buy another motorcycle. This bike is probably only worth 300-400 quid maximum with a year's MOT on it. You could easily get into £400, £500, £600 worth of technician costs trying to find this wiring harness. I'm sure some of you out there would have found this problem quicker. Some of you would be better at wiring. Some of you wouldn't have a clue what I was doing. Any comments are welcome. Any advice are welcome. Anything that you know about these bikes that you can put on the bottom of this video that I can pass on to the customers to help them is welcome. Let's see if we, as a community, can help this lad get his bike back on the road. I've done as much as I can do with the time that I've been allotted. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you very soon.